Hey everybody, it's Chris. In this video we are going to go over the new Zino 2. Some excitement out there I've seen. I'm excited myself. Any new Zino, something new to play with, something new to explore, something with a little bit more than what they've given us. I'm definitely excited for it. So in this video what we're going to do is I'm going to give you less of me in the face here. We're going to go to actual pictures of it. Pointing out features, pointing out what it has, and we're going to pick out what it's not telling us. We're going to look at these pictures and we're going to pick out different things because a lot of people are talking, obstacle avoidance. People are talking about optic flow sensors and things like that. And I've got some predictions that are going to go against that, especially the optic flow. So based on the pictures we're seeing, I think I can give you some good proof points, and I think I've been pretty good with these quads as far as saying that they'll do this or they'll do that. I said with the Zino that they're going to do Zino Pro, Zino 2, Zino 2 Pro, and that is exactly what they're doing. They will keep doing that. One thing with Hubsan is they will play something to death. At 501, they wore it out. Now they're going to do this with the Zino. So are they still delivering us the basic that they can deliver, or are they really giving us something far reach that is beyond our expectations? That's what we're going to find out. We're going to go through all the different pictures, and these are all good, high quality pictures, and we can point out some things and see exactly what we have here. So before we get to that, I just want to say thank you for stopping by my channel. I'm reaching that 5,000 mark, that 5,000 subscriber milestone. And with that, for my appreciation to all my subscribers, I'm going to give one of you, just one of you, you have to be a subscriber, and you definitely want to be a subscriber, because if you are a fan of the Hubsan Zino Pro, I have one brand new in the box, unopened, with the carrying case. It's a 1 battery with the carrying case. Well, it may be 2 batteries. I don't know. It's whatever they sent me. But I do know it has the carrying case. And that's going to be a giveaway for reaching my 5,000 subscriber milestone. So my appreciation to everybody. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Thank you for subscribing. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. If you do that and you're already a subscriber, after you hit the subscribe button, you will notice a bell down beside the subscribe area where it says you're subscribed, and then a bell will appear. You want to hit that bell and suggest all or select all for future notifications. So that way you will get every future notification of every video I put out, which isn't a lot, so you're not going to get bombed with notifications. I don't put one out every day. I don't put one out every 2 days. I might put one out a week, maybe 2 out a week. So you will not get bombed with notifications on my channel. So it's a good idea. Hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and then select all content. And that way you'll get a notification for everything that I put out on my channel, and you don't miss the giveaways. So like I said, we're going to have the Zino Pro, and we are going to hopefully eventually here next year in 2020, we're going to have the Mavic Mini giveaway. And then I've got a couple extra smaller stuff to give away. I've got 4 items lined up. So 2 of them I currently have. No, wait a minute. 3 or 4. Actually, I think I have them all now. Yeah, I have 4 items that I will be giving away. So on top of the Zino Pro and the Mavic Mini, I have 4 other items that I'll be giving away, and these are all fairly decent items. So another good reason to hit that subscribe and hit that bell. So, and as always, please do not forget to click that like button. It helps my channel a lot, and that's what keeps me growing. So make sure you hit that like button. It doesn't take any time while you're sitting here watching video. Grab your mouse, click like, and you can still watch at the same time. So let's get on to the video. As far as let's look at all the pictures, and we'll pick everything out, and we'll make our obvious views, and we'll make our predictions. So enjoy the video, and I probably won't be doing any type of closing, so just want to say again, thank you for watching, and give that thumbs up on your way out. Watch the video. All right, in this opening picture, it does show some specs, but these are also specs that we'll address as we go through it. So this is just basically a opening picture, and we'll discuss more of these specs that it shows here in the bottom of the picture as we go through. So going on to the next picture, just shows you the remote control with a 6-kilometer remote control distance. So you can reach, as it says, reach further places for better aerial photography. So we do have a larger range with this one. And what we have for the next one is some of the camera specs and your video resolution. So it says 4K panoramic shooting, f2.2 large aperture, 80-degree high-resolution lens, and your bit rate is 100 megabits per second. And then for the, it says large pixel unit image sensor, they've gone with, it's still Sony, but they've gone with a larger size. The other one, I believe, on Zino Pro is 1/3, where this is just over ½ inch at 12 megapixels. And then for your video resolution, you have 4K up to 60 frames per second, 2.7K up to 60 frames per second, and then your 1080p up to 120 frames per second, and 720p up to 200 frames per second. And as you can see in that picture, they have gone with a different type of camera. And you will see on the very front of the quad, it would appear that we have some sort of obstacle avoidance. I'm here to break the news to you that we do not have obstacle avoidance on the Zino 2. So I am not sure exactly what that is in the front, if that is going to be something in the future that they add, but right now it appears that that is just a something for appearance. Moving on to the next one, we have the imaging chip, and they've upgraded that to the Umbrella H22 image chip. And the next one, and this picture here kind of tells a lot if you look at it. Now they've gone and highlighted that green area, so it makes it kind of hard to tell, but from what it looks like to me, it almost looks like we're going to have a detachable battery from the bottom of the quad. I do not see any pictures anywhere yet of the battery. It doesn't look like we have the same type of battery. This looks like we have a battery that snaps and locks in the belly of the quad. So from what I can tell, that's what type of battery we're going to have. But it's a 4S lithium battery. It's 3,800 milliamp hour smart 4S lithium battery. And that is a claim of 33 minutes super long flight time. And we have a 20-kilometer max endurance mileage, which is your overall maximum flight within that time of 33 minutes. They have a 32-minute, the longest hover time. And then your max altitude is 500 meters. So they've gone pretty high there with that one. And looking more at the remote controller, they do not give us really much description on this new display. But zooming in on it, it looks like it gives us our basics, our satellites, our batteries. There are several different types of icons there, so it's going to be like signal rate. I'm not sure exactly what all we have there. I think it's safe to assume it's going to be the basics, where it is our speeds and things like that. So that I'm not seeing much information on to give you, but they say they have high accuracy joysticks, and if you look at the sticks, it looks like they're some type of a metallic, and it looks like they've beefed up the antennas a little bit, so we might have a better uh, um, antenna on this controller. So next picture. This is important, something I really want to kind of focus on, this camera. They've gone with a new round. We're back to this round camera, which we had in the very first Zino for a short while before they went to the more square lens. So now we have this round lens, and this is a detachable gimbal. It's fixed on a plate that slides in and out of the quad, and of course will hang from some dampeners. But if you look at the picture, it also has left to right dampeners. So a more secure, precise gimbal is from what gimbal system, what it looks like. So that should be very interesting. Why they chose to go with a removable one, I don't know, but I'm actually glad, because if you have to work on it, um, then that just states that it's easy to take out and work on. So the only concern I would have with a detachable one is the connection itself. If it's something that you're going to connect and disconnect, if that's going to um, add fatigue and give you future problems with your gimbal and camera. Um, the other thing that's good about that is that tells me if it's removable, maybe we could fly without it, which means if you have any type of camera or gimbal issue, it's not tied into the Wi-Fi, the lease transmission system, to where we can't fly our quads. So if you crash and you do damage to your camera or your gimbal, simply take it out, and hopefully you can still fly your quad until your new parts come or your new gimbal comes. If you're a first time flyer, you're worried about damaging it and you're going to crash here and there, you're going to have some hard bumps and bangs. Being able to remove that gimbal and fly would be a huge bonus. So hopefully that is something we can do. We can definitely remove it from what we're seeing in the specs, but it doesn't say if we can actually remove it and still make the connection and fly with it. So that was one thing I wanted to point out. And then the other thing I want to point out, this next picture, it says 3 motion controls maintain accurate positioning in various flying environments. So we have our normal GPS mode, and then what they have is a optic flow mode. So here's where I have debate. This picture makes it look like we have optical sensor underneath the bottom of the quad, and this is something everybody's been wanting and screaming for, but I don't know that Hubsan was able to deliver this, and they've gone and thrown in some sort of a optic flow mode. That's the alarm when they call it optic flow mode and they don't show optic flow sensor of any kind within the specs. I'm going to say it's a safe bet to say that this does not have optic flow sensor positioning underneath it. It's got some sort of stability mode or something that they've put into the firmware, and I think it's a pretty safe bet. So that's the bet I'm going with, and that's my prediction. And then we have ADDI mode, so that's another mode they've gone and added. So now we've got 3 different flight modes for this Zino 2. So that's pretty exciting. That's something to look forward to and test out, and hopefully all works very accurately. This next picture, you get to see the good old precise landing. So that's fun to test, and it's something they have not mastered. It's remained a beta since the time it was brought out, and we'll see how that works out. So I'm a skeptic on that one, but maybe with this new imaging and the imaging chip and camera type, maybe they've got this dialed in better. And then it says that you can download your images, and then a big one excuse me, a big one to me is, oh, I'm sorry, one of the other features is image track. But a big one to me is this app online upgrade. So basically, you can hopefully do all your firmware upgrades right through the app and not have to go through all the crazy things that we've had to go through with the Zino and the Zino Pro. So the Zino 2, hopefully this is going to come to us as a working feature, and then when you have to do or you want to do that first firmware update, you can do it through the app and not end up with a brick in the end or any type of problems. That's going to be a scary one to test because this is a very first for Hubsan. They have never done this. So let's move on to the next one. So let's go on to back to the picture where it shows the side view of the quad and looking at the battery. Now they're talking about the battery and they have that area highlighted in green, so that's why I wanted to go back to that. I said my guess was the battery is in the belly of the quad. Well, if they're talking about the battery and they highlight that area in green, I think it's very safe to say that is where the battery is. So I don't know that that would even leave us any room for any type of optic flow sensor. In front of the battery, if they've done it the same way, that's going to be your exhaust vent. But take note, we do have extra vents along the back and along the top side, which is something new. And they've gone and added them around all the motors. So now your motors and your ESCs can ventilate. So that's very important. They've added really good ventilation from what it looks like, and a battery that is going to be within the bottom of the Hubsan Zino. So it looks like it's pretty much the same Zino, and I'm going to put in a picture here of kind of the overall quad, different angles from their website, and just show you where you can see the little locking mechanism on the side to show how that battery goes in and locks in place. Hopefully that is not a problem during flight where you lose your connection due to it not locking very well. And then you can also see what I'm talking about with the vents. You have a lot more venting here. And then, like I said, around the motors and the ESCs, there's vents. And lastly, we have that little window in the front. We don't know what that is. It is not any type of obstacle avoidance because they're not putting that in any of the specs. And at the price range of $499, I seriously doubt that we have that. I did want to go into the specs and go over the weight. 929 grams is the weight with the battery. So that's the quad with propellers and battery, 929 grams. So that's a pretty heavy sucker. That's pretty interesting to me. That's gone up a good bit here. And then through the rest of the specs, the two main important things we've already talked about is your sensor and then your Umbrella imaging chip. Those are good upgrades from what it looks like. So you have your image transmission range is 6 kilometers. They've upgraded the lease transmission from 1.0 to 2.0, and that's pretty much it. Gone over everything else. You've got the ND filters that can be purchased separately, and you'll find other third-party suppliers that hopefully make good ones. But Hubsan's very good with their prices, so I'm sure these things will be very affordable. And that's it. So look forward to more to come on this quad on my channel. If you click the video tabs on my videos, you'll see I'm probably one of the biggest Zino channels on YouTube. as far as covering a very wide range. I definitely cover more of the tutorials and how-tos, and especially the fixes. So I'll continue to do that with the Pro. I have so much stuff to add for the Hubsan Zino Pro. And then once I get my hands on this Hubsan Zino 2, I will do the same with that. So those are great reasons to subscribe to my channel. And I hope you do that if you have not already. And I just want to remind you, click that bell for future content and select all. And that way you'll get notifications for everything that I put out. And I promise not to bombard you with notifications. And as always, thumbs up on your way out, and take care. Thank you for watching.